Good morning. So Chen Yu's on vacation. So we're gonna do a quick meeting today. I got a lot of comma stuff to deal with. Um, yeah, I'm back in San Diego. Meeting 69. And Tinybox Green V2s are shipping this week. Probably. If you're one of the 3 who already got their money in, your Tinybox V2 is either going to ship this week or next week. And if you get an order in soon, we sold 2 this morning, yours will ship by the end of the month. So, that's company update. Get rewrites for renderer. I put everything now goes through CodeGen init. I have it pre-build all of the list of graph rewrite rules, kind of like a pass manager in LLVM, and then it runs the rules. I left all the old functions in because the tests still use them, but we should take them all out. So if anyone's interested in picking up one of those PRs, do so. Things like rewrite shape tracker with index, expand rewrite, full graph rewrite, all that stuff. And yeah, that's get rewrite for renderer. MLPerf submissions. We got 3 MLPerf submissions. They have not been verified yet, and we will pay that bounty when they are. We got BERT submitted on MI300X, green and red, and we got RetinaNet submitted on green. Flat, I don't know if you have a few words about that.
No, not a whole lot. I think the next step is to just optimize that evaluation stage, and hopefully we can get better times in the next cycle.
Great. Yeah, let's hope it sticks around. We also got to fix it for red, but that's a whole different thing. Cool. Scheduler fusion stuff.
I refactored fuse A range to be a rewrite rule. I think for the rest of these stuff, I really gotta rewrite the grouper to not be the dictionary, to be an actual like insertion of contiguous as pass and then followed by kernelize. I'm thinking it would be better to first work a little bit on the DSP and then come back to the scheduler. I don't know what's your thoughts on that.
Yeah, that sounds good. You're welcome to go back and forth between them. I don't really like the way that I did fuse. I talked about this. Like, it shouldn't really be a pass like that. It should just be one pass. I agree that it should totally just become contiguous insertion. But how about multi-output?
I just focused on fuse A range and I think we get to that.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to work on DSP stuff if you feel like you can make more progress there. I think the schedule is in an okay place. Yeah, the big 2 things I'm going to work on the next 2 weeks are the rewrite of multi to take everything from O of n to O of 1, and the warp upcast. And neither of those are blocking on anything, so. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. We're going to do a 15-minute stand-up today. All right, driver?
Yeah, so use BGP merged. So for the PSP, I tried to modify their driver, and yeah, apart from the kernel crashes, I think I just almost fixed all of them. So it so yeah, it just still in direct mode it shows error with flush and with flush until B. So and that problem means that the GC firmware isn't loaded. So yeah, I'll continue looking into that. But yeah.
Wait, did
Like
did something break? Because both our red boxes are down right now. Our red CI boxes. I saw you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll take a look after.
Can we
after
just?
this meeting?
I mean, can we just blacklist AMD GPU on these machines?
We're on heap.
What do you mean we're on HIP?
I mean, we in benchmark we have some.
Oh, yeah. Because I feel like I'm looking in D message now of Tiny 12, and there's all this spam about like PCI stuff. So I don't know. I guess we do still have to maintain that. How's boot time of the USB? Oh, do you have instructions for me? I'm gonna test the USB today. To reflash the controller.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to run one script. You just connect the controller, run the extra GPU USB patch.py, and yeah, after that you can run anything on it.
Cool. And yeah, do we have? I think it'd be cool to post in AMD hardware, post the startup time, and then just drive that number down.
Yeah, sure.
And do we have it working to run the Open Pilot model?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually passing like all the tests. I mean, it's correct, but it's still slow.
Yeah.
I mean, to copy the weights in.
Got it. Yeah, so we gotta just focus on speed.
Yeah, and I actually for NV, we still we don't support 5090 for NV backend. So do we want to support them before the launch?
I think we're not in a huge. Oh, wait, we don't even support it in the. Yeah. I think. Yeah, we should do it. We should do it. It's not going to get any easier, is it? Like we're not like waiting on them still to open source something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're still waiting for them, but I think first of all we can try the previous version because actually they like all GPUs support like new version in the previous version. It used to be like that, and the like V4 is open source, so we can just reverse that. I think it should be close to the previous ones.
Yeah, if it's not too much work, if you think it's only going to be like a day or two of work, then I think it's worth it.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I can also look into the driver thing, P2P, or if you
Oh,
want to continue.
the P2P thing. Yeah. Let's come up with a priority order for these. So I think USB GPU stuff is still top priority, but if you're want something else to switch to, I think probably P2P is second priority, and then 5090 support is third priority. 5090 support and NV.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, the P2P thing will help us sell these boxes. We have enough GPUs to build 11 boxes, 10 for sale, one for us, in addition to the one prototype we have, so we'll have two. Yeah, I mean, our CUDA stuff's not bad, is it?
I mean, it is.
It's bad?
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, the CPU overhead is yeah.
Yeah.
Running Llama, it's significant.
How is GPT Fast doing it better?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
I'm interested in that in general, right? Because maybe there's things that we can take away for the NV as well. Like GPT Fast is fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it sounds like USB GPU stuff, 5090 stuff. The V2 box is up, and we can get another one up soon. Anything else?
No.
Cool. Symbolic stuff? I see these like seeds like you said. I don't know if you have anything you want to say.
Oh yeah. So I've just been looking at the some of the rewrites for idiv and mod because I wrote like a Z3 fuzzer for it, and that was hitting a lot of like cases.
Cool.
And I mean, like currently the current fuzzer, it replaces the Python AOU with like Python div and Python mod for it to pass, which is, I mean, not correct. So I found like I think 3 separate places where like a rewrite rule is incorrect.
Ah,
I
great.
mean, like they don't happen a lot because they're only incorrect if the numerator is negative, which doesn't happen much. Because I mean, idiv is like in C, it's truncating division.
Yeah,
It's
no,
Python. I just I was trying to like I found I have a PR for 2 of them. The third one is in like the div and mod folding, and it's a little bit more complicated to cleanly do it without regressions because there's some rules that require like the remainder, like they require like the normal remainder, like the Python remainder for the floored remainder. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think a Z3 fuzzer is a really good idea. I'll throw a $500 bounty on that and lock it to you.
All right. Sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Z3 fuzzer testing validity of all rewrite rules. Yeah, because I wasted a ton of time last week on that A range thing, and it turned out to just be a bug in div and mod folding. So.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, no, and I think when Chenyu's back too, we're going to work on making the symbolic stuff, making the view merge stuff work when you have symbolic variables, which is another rabbit hole of Vmax and Vmin and stuff. But
yeah, I think though with Z3, you have to be careful with like if you just have a like it can do division very efficiently if it's like by constant because it's like a linear. I don't know, it uses like a particular solver, but if you have a symbolic divisor, you get a non-linear solver, which yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean when you're dividing by a constant, you have that rewrite in there now. It's just a multiply, like a multiply and a shift.
I mean, well, that's not how Z3 does it. It just like there's some integers like you can. I mean, division is you can express it as like 2 bounds. Like you introduce an auxiliary variable and then there's I don't know. I mean, yeah, the division you define it in terms of multiplication, and then it just uses like it just solves for it, or like it does the brand like simplex kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I haven't thought fully about how you'd even do division by a constant. I understand how to like have like a theory for, but I don't really even understand how to do division by a non-constant. So.
Yeah, I think like Z3 can handle it. You get a like Z3 like you can get you get a proof that that it can actually verify whether it's correct for all integers or like within your bound for all of the variables. But if it's I don't have to think about it. It's just you end up having to use a non-linear solver, which is just gonna be slower at least. But
Yeah.
it should be fine, I think. But,
Is a fast mod good to merge?
yeah.
Great. Merged. Okay, web GPU.
Hey, so I restarted the refactor from scratch, this time not using the JIT, and I made a new thing called a graph renderer, which I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We're trying to render the kernel graph into a different language. So what that does is it takes your function that returns a tensor as well as the arguments to that function, and it constructs the graph, the kernel graph, it linearizes it, and it renders the kernels and buffer names and marks which buffers have state. And this is all common logic, whether you want to render into JavaScript or C. And then if you're rendering into JavaScript for WebGPU, you subclass that graph renderer with WebGPU graph renderer, and within there, you implement the function for rendering the graph into JavaScript. And I'm starting from scratch here, trying to, instead of having a giant F string like I did before, just trying to have everything broken up into little understandable pieces so you could see all the operations hopefully and understand how they map to the web GPU runtime.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm looking at it here. I think render is definitely the way to go on this. Just have it render the UOPs that are in the kernel graph once it's kernelized.
Yeah, so I'm using the same. Basically, I want it to behave identically to, if you were to actually run this in tinygrad. So right now, for linearizing the kernel graph, I'm just using the scheduling infrastructure. It's not a true graph rewrite on UOPS because when you make schedule items, you don't have those are schedule items, not graph nodes. But
yeah, I mean we'll get there. We basically want to replace the scheduler, the thing that outputs schedule items, that topo sort, with something that looks a lot more like the linearizer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what you would want to do. To make this a true graph rewrite, like you said. And when that happens, you can refactor these few lines of code to use that.
Cool.
All right, so if that seems like the right direction, I'll try to get this passing tests within a couple days probably, and then review it there.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks.
Great. Yeah, no, I thought that A range stuff would help you with fast Olmo. So how fast we doing? Let's give it a try. I also want to, talk for a minute. I was realizing I did a stream this weekend, and you understand where I'm not sure if this is what the multi-level in MLIR means, but so many of these things look like, the kernelizing collapses groups of UOPs into a kernel. And then the linearizer collapses groups into a block. This concept of collapsing into and the linearizer should really be replaced with the new kind of reduced stuff. And then you'll have it's a multi-level graph. I see everything kind of moving to this. And we're already doing it. It's not far off from what we have now, but right now we have this kernel UOP, and the kernel UOP has a special data structure called kernel. We have the block UOP, and it has a special data structure called basic block 2. That stuff should be replaced by whatever generic multi-level representation we eventually move to. But yeah. Cool. So I can try the fast almo offline. But yeah, that bounty's yours when we get to 76.9. Hopefully we're there. Other bounties to go over quickly. If anyone could get unsigned firmware working on 7900 XTX, flash attention, very doable now with the fuse stuff. I don't know if someone's gotten Beautiful Lemnis Torch to work with. Oh, that's the compile stuff. And then GPT Fast outperforming the AMD backend. So a lot of good bounties for people who want to set and work on speed stuff. Speed is the main focus of the year. And with that, unless someone has a question or a comment, quick meeting today. Did like a stand-up style meeting. Great. See you all next week. Go work last week. Great having USB GPU merged. Fuse A range feels closer than ever. Yeah. Cool. See you next week.